Brian, thank you. Developing now, a new memo from the Office of Personnel says federal agencies may decide if their employees will comply with new demands from the Trump administration.
Last week, federal employees received an email from Elon Musk that they had until midnight to detail 5 accomplishments, and if they didn't, it would mean that they resigned. It caused some widespread confusion as the FBI plus the Department of Defense and Homeland Security did not respond. Meanwhile, other federal employees, including in transportation and education, were told to comply. Unions representing federal employees are also pushing back, saying staff members report to the agencies that employ them, not the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, which was started by President Trump and currently facing some legal challenges.
It's kind of an invasion, I feel like. We already have a chain of command that we follow that know what we do every day.
The Office of Personnel Management is also asking some agencies to track how many probationary or new employees have been fired or took the buyout offer. There have also been calls for the Trump administration to slow down and study the impact of these widespread cuts.
Well, the ripple effect from DOGE and the Trump administration's latest efforts to shrink the size of the federal government could hit the Hoosier State. Keep Indianapolis Beautiful has now lost $400,000 in federal funding, and lawmakers are starting to review which state agencies may also see cuts. So tonight we have team coverage of how these cuts are impacting the Hoosier State. We start with Indiana lawmakers who are now trying to ease concerns as the Trump administration continues to make these cuts.
Fox 59 State House reporter Hannah Adamson explains why the governor and other lawmakers say Indiana will be okay amid some of these federal cuts.
We're going to be okay transitioning through that.
As Governor Mike Braun rolls out his own version of DOGE at the state level.
Here, we've got the benefit of being able to take a surgical approach.
Tuesday, Braun acknowledged that federal turbulence could impact some state funding.
Programs that we've become too dependent on, yes, we may have to scramble to see if they're good, of how we do it on our own accord.
Indiana House Republicans are working on a budget for the next 2 years. While they say they're pleased with the current proposal, they're watching DOGE closely ahead of the April revenue forecast.
We can't control that, but we'll keep our eye on that because that will at some point may have effect on the states.
I'm for the federal government getting their financial house in order. If it has an impact on my life and our happy, on the state, we got to deal with that.
We spoke with several members of Indiana's congressional delegation. Many say they stand behind DOGE's mission, full stop.
Bureaucrats in Washington are now making decisions that they've never been elected to make. DOGE is uncovering some of this.
I am concerned about our indebtedness, and we've been concerned about that for quite some time. And apparently this is a means for accomplishing that.
Several members of the delegation also say they're in talks with State House leaders.
I want to make sure that there's no surprises in the General Assembly for anything that we're doing federally.
I think we've got to really be certain where every dollar is going that the federal government takes from Hoosiers in the form of taxes and ultimately spends.
But Representative Jefferson Shreve says he has questions about DOGE's approach and the pace of its rollout.
Not concern, just questions. People that give their service to our government at any level need to be communicated with fairly, timely, in a reasonable fashion.
He also says he anticipates the courts will weigh in to smooth out bumps in the road.
My counsel to friends and constituents back home is to breathe, understand that there is a constitutionally protected process.
Reporting from Indianapolis, I'm Hannah Adamson.